Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Nerdmode. I'm officially doing a post commentary for you guys today. I know it's been quite a while since I last talked to you guys, and I'm sure you guys have probably already seen my video. Hopefully that was posted before this, why I explained why I was gone, but I'm going to go into more detail in this commentary. But before we get to the like the main gist of it and the overall effect of this commentary, just the more important stuff, I guess you would say in a general sense, we need to get introduced into the gun loadout, the map, all that good stuff. Just in case you guys are not familiar with Battlefield 3's mechanics or the game in general, I'm here to explain and hopefully give you guys what I'm using. So if you want to try using it yourself, it's usually a pretty effective setup and it usually works out in my favor and many others. I'll be using the M416 with a red dot and a flash suppressor, followed by the MP443 suppressed. The reason I like to use that pistol for the sake of argument is just because it's suppressed, and as well, I have a trigger finger so I can shoot it fast. Pistols kind of suck in Battlefield 3 to begin with unless you're using the Magnum or the 93R. The Rex is now a good one as well, but the standard issue like M9 and the other kind of pistols, those are not really effective in any particular range, but overall I use it just for the sake of argument, or just for the sake of my personal, I guess, abilities to shoot fast. I guess that's the word I'm trying to get out for you guys. I'll be using the small with the repair torch or tool or whatever it's called in this game. And I'll be using the squad perk known as cover. I like to use cover because it decreases the total effective suppression effect upon your character by 50%, which in turn makes you 50% more accurate while getting suppressed. Just logic and all that good stuff. As you guys probably saw, I jumped into the LAV-25, which is just a standard LAV. I'll be using reactive IR smoke, and then I'll be using the armored piercing rounds, the APRs. Actually, it has a giant bunch of letters and numbers with it, but I'm just going to call it the APR for the sake of argument. And I find them effective. They're not very good against infantry units. I mean, unless you direct impact, they don't have any splash damage. But if you like to shoot down buildings, you don't want to use your normal shells, they are very effective for that sake. And you also have 6 additional shots, I guess you would say, in a general sense, which enables you to hopefully kill more people. But you usually don't see me use them just because the LAV reloads so fast anyway. But they were good if you're going to face a tank or anything like that. If you face a vehicle, I highly recommend them, just because you can actually beat a tank with reactive armor like 90%, I'd say 95% of the time, just due to the fact that you have 12 shots on him, he has 1 shot on you. Normally, if you're fast and you get that Y right off the bat, Y for Xbox, triangle for PS3, and sorry PC guys, I don't really know what your guys' control layout is. It's probably your alternative weapon or secondary in a vehicle, but overall, I like to use those. I highly recommend it to anyone that is wondering what to use. But overall, yep, I'm going to be playing on Sin Crossing, Rush 100% tickets, and, that's really about it for that perspective of the gameplay. I mean, you guys can kind of watch how it goes and everything of that assortment. But overall, we're going to jump into the reason I was gone. I did do a commentary strictly about this. The only problem is that commentary was about a week ago when I made it. I actually got my computer back about a week ago, but there was more complications that occurred, and then it had to go back in. So I'm here to basically give you guys the whole story. I mean, this commentary is going to be extremely long, and I'm going to hope to do it in a pretty good amount of intakes. Basically, I'm going to try not to run out of breath, because 18 minutes is quite a while to talk, and overall, I guess it'll be an interesting one for you guys. But here we go. Let's get started with why, what happened. I wanted to take my computer in and I wanted to get a new processor. I figured, let's upgrade now. I have a check. I got all this money that I don't need to spend on anything else. I already had gas, all that other stuff. I still got money for all this gas and, just paying bill stuff as it stands right now. But as an overall effect, I wanted to upgrade my computer because I wanted to get videos out faster for you guys. I am always striving to get better quality. I'm hoping that the quality looks amazing this time, but I'm usually pretty unsure of how it looks. I don't see anyone in the comments saying that it looks bad, but at the same expense, I don't see comments that are like amazing quality or anything like that. So I'm kind of flabbergasted, I guess you would say. I'm confused, frustrated to basically comprehend if the quality looks great, because what I see, I don't know, it looks alright. I guess I don't really watch that many people on YouTube that play Xbox 360 or PS3. A lot of the guys that I like to watch, and probably if you're a Battlefield 3 player, you probably like to watch the PC guys like Rival Factor, or X Factor, I'm sorry. Messed his name up. Level Cap and Timio, all those guys, all the bigger guys that are more known in the Battlefield community. I like to watch them. PC looks way different than console does. If anyone that hasn't seen the comparison, there's a huge difference in that. everything you do on there is recommended by your fraps, you know, the quality. They can run higher settings than us. Just the overall shapes and formations of the game just looks completely more crisp and a lot better than console does. And, you know, that's nothing new. We've all bitched about it before. We all wanted the games to look the same on both platforms, but PC is constantly evolving into this everlasting, you know, I guess, sanctuary of better graphics. It's always going to be above console no matter what happens. PC will always be ahead in that department. You know, sales and all that, maybe lag, you know, connection issues, I don't know. That stuff is just depending on the person that makes the game, the manufacturer, the company. That's all different, and that happens for both sides. That's not just centered around one side or the other. Unless it's dedicated server, it should run technically better on a PC, but that's just theory. That's not actually confirmed or any kind of facted information for you guys. But as before I went on that giant rant or whatever there for a second, you know, I want to get a new processor. I want to get videos out faster for you guys. I really wanted to improve my videos. You know, I want to expand my videos to a different horizon. That's why I joined other channels. I'm a community person on their channel. I help upload to some bigger channels. You know, I really want to get to that point where I can, you know, help people. Like, I know everyone says that, and I know it's probably like, yeah, whatever. But honestly, like, you know, you guys don't hear me asking for selected things in the video. You don't see annotations shoved all over your screen. You know, I try to keep it clear. I try to let you guys, I don't know, look at me as a normal. Look at me like one of you guys. You know, I watched, oh my god, way too many videos, to be honest with you guys, on YouTube. So, I mean, the only thing different is really that I just stick it up on YouTube. That's not really a high standard in any means necessary. That's nothing that nobody can do. But in the same theory, I guess you'd say, or the same respect, I kind of wanted to improve overall. So the main gist of it is, you know, I want to get a processor. I bought it. There was complications with it, so I took it back. A power supply, they recommended to me next because they were unsure of what the reasoning was, which was confusing because they are a computer company. You would think that they would do research and look at the list that I brought them. I actually brought them a 2-page list of everything that was in my computer. You know, we're talking RAM, the processors I had, all this information, okay? I mean, I brought it all to him, and the guy just kind of looked at it and was like, yep, looks good. Literally took 5 seconds, looked at the sheet, barely read anything, I promise you. Just imagine the biggest douche you've ever seen in your life. You hand him 2 pages of, I guess, work or something like that. He just kind of skims it over really fast, which was unfortunate. I probably should have brought something up, but, you know, I figured, no, they know what they're doing. You know, they went to college for this kind of stuff. This is their profession. This is their job. You know, maybe he knows what this stuff already means. Well, I got the power supply, brought it home, hooked it up, probably spent about 20 minutes doing that. Plugged it in, and it didn't start, and I was starting to get confused. You know, I was like, oh, maybe I didn't plug something in right, maybe I forgot a wire. So we unhooked it, hooked it all back up, plugged it all back in. I double-checked all the wires, everything was plugged in perfectly, all the supplies and everything was fine. That didn't work, so unfortunately, you know, they had already closed, so I had to wait till the next day. And then we went through this whole complication where I had to pay for their, what do they call it, maintenance fee, basically, so they can go through and check out the computer, see what's wrong with it, dabble in its departments, all that stuff. So I had to pay money for that, which was bullshit, because they've already sold me 2 things without doing research, which should have been their job on the start. I mean, I just wrote the stuff down. I just opened up the computer, looked in the computer, you know, kind of did the research that I could find, and I was just, I guess, confused. It's not like I just didn't bring them the computer. I brought them the entire computer, and all they had to do was use 30 minutes and look at everything and be like, oh, well, that's the problem. Well, unfortunately, they didn't do that, so, you know, the story continues. So without that, or with all that said, you know, they checked it, they ran through all my drivers, everything, they put in my old software, you know, all this stuff, and they figured out what the problem was. I needed a new motherboard, and this is like 3 days later. This is without going through new power supplies because they thought maybe the one was broken. They tried new processors because they thought maybe it didn't work. It was, you know, broken or something when it came in from shipping. You know, this whole long list of procedures, I guess you would say, in a general sense. So with that said, they went through that. They recognized that I needed a new processor, so I bought this one. They connected it. I had to pay for this again, so I'm up to like 3 hours in maintenance fees, $90 per hour. It's just unbelievable amount of money. And, you know, honestly, looking back, I should have got a huge discount. They actually should have, I don't know, gave customer support, or I should have asked for corporate's number or something, because this was just ridiculous. I mean, By the time I brought it in there and the time that it was completely done, 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks had went by, and I got very little information on when stuff was coming in, supplies, what the problem was. I mean, just really bad customer support. It was extremely bad, and there should have been a reward on my end of it, but I didn't speak up because I'm usually, I guess I don't really care. Or I care, but I don't really make a big deal out of something. I'm not like those people that get the wrong burger at McDonald's or something. You order a cheeseburger, you get a double cheeseburger, but it has ketchup and mustard only, so they go back and they complain and bitch at the people. Yeah, that's not really me. I'm like, oh, sweet, I got a double cheeseburger. Yummy, I'm going to eat it. So, whatever, but that's the best reference I could give for you guys. I know it was pretty weak, but overall, that's the best one I could think of. So with all this said, we got a processor, we hooked it all up. It had the wrong components in it. It didn't have the right BIOS because the guy still didn't do any research on it before he plugged it up and cut all my wires inside because he wanted to do this the fast way. He wanted to be able to get it back to me hopefully fast, but he didn't do any research, and he wasn't for sure when he even started it. He actually told me that he was not positive that this was going to work. So he cut all these wires, all this, it didn't work. So they had to order in this processor, or not processor, motherboard. And unfortunately, that's not the right one. Sorry. Let's backtrack a little bit. The motherboard he had to purchase or bring in, they didn't have any in stock, and which was unfortunate because I knew this was going to take forever since they weren't going to do like one-day shipping or anything. They're going to do that free shipping because they're going to buy an entire, like a crate of them or something, like a big supply, a mass, a bundle of them basically. So I knew this was going to take a while. The guy told me last Friday, from the day I'm doing this commentary, today is Thursday the 4th, so Friday of last week, he's like, oh yeah, they'll be in. So that comes, didn't get a call back, called them. Unfortunately, they had no idea where it was at. They don't do shipping on the weekend. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, they still didn't call me, didn't inform me, didn't let me know when it was going to come. I actually told them Friday if they got any information on when they'd be coming, give me a call, let me know so I don't have to constantly call back. Because on Monday, I gave them a call, and I was just like, is my stuff there? Is my computer ready? Is there any information released on when this will be ready or anything? And the guy just kind of half-assed it and was like, nope, we don't know. My boss hasn't given me any information, which you can kind of tell by what he said that he didn't actually ask. He actually told me Friday that he was going to contact him via, email and ask. But unfortunately, that must not have went through or slipped his mind or something like that. And I was never informed. So then, motherboard comes in today, Thursday, about 5 p.m. or whatever, so an hour before they close. And they get it all hooked up and everything. As soon as I got it in, I got a call 2 times. I came down, paid for it. But I was just so frustrated that it took this long, 2.5 weeks, to get... I mean, they did no research. It was just really pathetic. It was, in my mind, unexcusable. It's not something that you should stand there and, quote-unquote, take it in the ass. It was just... I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. So that's my computer story for you guys. If any of you guys have ever had something like this happen, I would love to know. I think it's kind of humorous, but again, I'm glad to be back. I'm extremely sorry I was gone, guys. I mean, words cannot describe how much I miss making videos. Videos are just so much fun to make. I can't even explain it. I couldn't even become, able to, I guess, explain how much fun this is. I really enjoy interacting with you guys. I really enjoy the channels that have picked me up and, given me support throughout this time and all this. I really appreciate Voiceless Fury for all his subscribers coming over and giving me support. I'm actually, joined in, or we have a joint network now with Voiceless Fury, so I can post on his channel whenever. I have access to his channel at any given moment of the day. I can get feedback from you guys. You guys can send messages and, refer them just to me as a personal user or whatever. So that's kind of cool. I really enjoy that he has given me this opportunity. He's done a lot for me. He's a great guy, and if you guys haven't checked out his content, I highly recommend it. He posts at least a video a day, and they're actually really good videos. They're not just half-assed ones, they're not like stuff that 10 seconds long. I mean, they're really funny. There's a few of them that I've actually favorited just because I like to watch them over and over again. So his channel is... I'll put it in the description for you guys just in case you guys are unfamiliar with the user I'm talking about. He's a great guy, and I'm also partnered, or not really partnered, a director for Zephix TV, and they're great as well. There's a ton of members on that channel, and again, I'll put them in the description so you guys can go check them out. They post anywhere between 3 to 4 videos a day, kind of like what Machinima does. but their content is extremely everywhere. It can be from one day, it could be all Call of Duty, it could be Battlefield, it could be Minecraft, it could be anything. It's so diverse, so it's kind of good, but that can also be extremely bad if somebody focuses too much on that. But overall, it's kind of like what Machinima Respawn is like, so you guys can kind of get the gist of it if that's something you're interested in expanding, I don't know, your subscription box or something of that category. So with all that said, guys, I wanted to talk about something. I know we don't have exactly a ton of time left, but this kind of relates to what the whole commentary is about. During the time when I was gone, this is just me personally, but I kind of got extremely game depressed, I guess you would say. I didn't want to play anything. Like, I would literally hop onto Xbox and just sit there. I was so bored. Like, I had no interest in playing anything because I didn't have my computer. And I know how weird that sounds, but like, I've been uploading videos every single day, and to go 2.5 weeks without uploading anything, having any kind of communication with you guys, not being able to upload anything, it was extremely depressing in a sense. I wouldn't say I was sleeping all day or I had like suicidal thoughts or anything like that in that department, but in a general sense, I just didn't really want to play Xbox. I mean, it was kind of like one of those clean out moments where you're like, you've played so much, but you kind of stop and you have a little break. Except for the break was not something I wanted to have. I actually wanted to play, and it's unfortunate, but again, the computer then kind of put me in that stage and all that stuff. But I thought I'd share that with you guys. I want to know if you guys have ever had an experience like that. I know a lot of you guys probably don't post videos or anything like of that nature, but maybe you've gone a certain period without playing, but you really wanted to play. You were just in kind of a depression mode, something that you felt sad, or you had withdrawals, I guess, from playing or something of that stature. But overall, I just kind of wanted to bring that up. It was kind of weird that something that I've done every single day, tried to upload as many videos as possible, just kind of stops, and you kind of open your eyes and you're like, wow, this isn't as fun as it would be if I had my computer, or if I had my friends to play with or something like that. And it was just a weird experience, and I thought I'd share with you guys. But overall, I'm glad to be back. I really am. Hopefully I can get a video up every single day. I do owe you guys 10 videos, and I'm sure, well, I don't have to, but I'm going to, because I feel like it's my responsibility as a commentator to, I don't know, get you guys the videos that you missed. I mean, I have a huge stockpile, and I like doing commentaries. It's what I like to do. Live comms are a lot of fun, but the people I play with sometimes can make them a little inappropriate sometimes, or they're not in the same stature as I would like them to be, professional and everything. But overall, we have quite a road for you guys coming, and I do have a very exciting series that I'm going to be starting with the guys. For any of you Call of Duty guys out there, yeah, Call of Duty might be taking an interest back in my channel, but don't worry, Battlefield guys, you will always be first in every situation. You are my prime concern, and, that's just something I got to thinking about. But Black Ops 2 will be something we'll talk about later. That's a little different of a project, but, unfortunately, guys, the gameplay is going to be coming to an end. I do whore out the LAV. That's kind of my favorite vehicle. I do like it more than the tanks, just because it is a ginormous shell of armor. But, without further ado, guys, I'm going to sign off, and this is going to be Nerd Mode On, signing off, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.